What's good, y'all? Elvis here, back in with another video. Y'all, you can call me jaded, but I'm done being friends with barbers. This is a cutthroat business, pun intended. Online, I be seeing people posting things like barber love and like hashtag barber love and whatnot. And bro, in my experience, bro, barber love does not even exist for real, for real. The biggest detractors, the biggest antagonists I have ever experienced in my life have been people that do the same thing as me, aka barbers. And it always starts off on some fake love shit, and then at some point it turns into hate. But what I consider hate isn't really hate, because love and hate are two sides of the same coin. The opposite of love is not hate, it's apathy. If you love or hate something, you are emotionally invested in whatever we're talking about. Interaction can start off kind of positive, where someone's just giving you props. I'm glad to see you doing this, you know, keep going, king, da 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 da. But then as soon as they have a reason to disagree with what you're doing, it turns to some bullshit. He was never good at this and that. He always had this problem, this and that. They're quick to air your shit out. Is that actual love? Fuck no, baby. I got the most animosity from the people in my vicinity that I work with. The first time I actually started interacting with shit like that was when I went to barber school in 2018. Before that, I've been cutting hair seriously for like 4 years, 3.5-ish. And keep in mind, I had the most experience out of everybody went to barber school with, because I already learned how to cut hair. I just was trying to grow my business acumen and then get credentials so I could cut in the shop and all that. So when I got to barber school, there wasn't so much people to teach me the basics. Back then, I was driving a 04 Honda Civic. And within like a few months I was in barber school, I ended up getting a 06 Acura TL. No, 07 Acura TL. I'm not thinking nothing of it. Like I was really happy about that car because I thought it was a really nice car at the time. And I still think it's a nice car. The people I was at school with, keep in mind, these are grown ass people. These are adults. A lot of them got kids. The first thing they're talking about is, I bet his parents bought it for him and this and this and that. And that's just hilarious to me, because I've been financially independent from my parents since I was 18. The last time I really needed something from my parents was my freshman year at A&T, when I needed to get textbooks. After that, I was cutting hair, making it happen. You know what I'm saying? If I got it, I bought it, and I worked my ass off for it. So I thought that shit was goofy. But also, I understand people, projecting things. Didn't think too much of it. I was just like, oh, well, you feel how you feel. A lot of those people I went to school with, they're cool with me now. Like, they have a positive opinion of me. But most of them were on some hating shit when I met them. I remember being at school, it was like a G-Ho. Before barber school, I was already popping on campus. I was already booked and busy outside of school, you know what I'm saying? So barber school was taking up a lot of my time, but then I could also, cut some of my clients at the school. I just had to pay the school for the cuts I was doing there. I'm talking about G-Ho week, I'm booked and busy. The second I walk into school to the second I'm walking out, like I'm cutting heads, cutting heads, cutting heads. That was like 8 to 3, and there was like a 1 hour lunch break at like 12. Cutting back to back to back to back to back. People just waiting on me, waiting on me, waiting on me. And then I go home to the crib, back to back to back, till like 8 or 10. Depending on the day. So I'm booked and busy doing my thing. At school, people are doing book work while I'm cutting because, I got crazy motion. I gotta get these heads out. This one dude's just low-key just trying to antagonize me, like, oh, you gonna be able to fit them in? Or looking over my shoulder, clocking on my work. And I'm sitting here like, the petty part of me want to be like, oh, why don't you focus on the hair you gotta cut? Oh, wait, you don't got no heads. But that's petty, so I left that alone. Like, most of these people don't even cut hair no more, because barber school to a lot of people is just the next logical step. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily what people want to do, or just like how people treat college, that's how people treat barber school, where it's like you'll go and it might lead to something later, but it's just like the quote-unquote natural progression. Most people that are in barber school don't really want to be barbers for real. They're just picking up something to put in their back pocket. For me, I committed to this. I was doing this for real, for real. I was cutting on a professional level for 3 years before this. So barber school was just a paperwork thing for me. But going there, I did gain a lot of skills, and it made me a lot more coachable. I feel like I rounded out a lot of my rougher edges. I feel like it made me a better professional and a whole bunch of things. But that wasn't my intention for going. I just wanted to get the paperwork. But either way, I grew. So I kind of thought I was done with that low-key hating shit after that. But then I got into a shop, and bro, everywhere you go, you're going to deal with people with egos. The thing that bothers me the most is when people come off real disingenuous. Like, you can feel how you feel about me, but if you're coming to me presenting something different, I can feel that and it feels off, and I'm going to distance myself from you. You're just a time bomb for real. All you need is one reason to not like what I'm doing or disagree with that, whatever, and then you're trying to air my shit out. I made a video a few months ago something about self-love. I'll probably tag it. And basically, I made that video a few months ago addressing a time where I had a coworker who kind of gave me a fake love kind of compliment, and it felt funny. And then a few months later, he said the exact opposite shit, trying to drag my name through the mud, do a bunch of shit. And I was like, oh, you know, I peeped that shit. And look, in this video, I'm not saying I'm going crazy, but I do call him a bitch several times, because he was. Especially because, like, the interaction where, like, he was trying to air my shit out or whatever, this happened over, like, a 6-hour period in the shop. For 6 straight hours, this nigga is, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. I'm not making any statements about him. I'm not insulting him directly or anything, but I'm petty, so I asked like 4 questions that really pissed him off, you know what I'm saying? I know what buttons to press. Like, don't try me. I will press a button on your ass quick. So I have to clip that video and throw it on Instagram, because it was funny. So this nigga hop in my DMs talking even more shit. Like, he's sending me paragraphs and paragraphs and paragraphs. And he's like, oh, why didn't you tell the whole story? This and this and that. And I'm like, bro, the whole reason I didn't tell the whole story is because it makes you look like a bitch top to bottom, through and through, like in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? Like, it looked like you came from a long lineage of bitch ass niggas, but I'm not trying to air nobody's shit out. You feel me? Keep in mind, the argument happened over something that had nothing to do with either of us, but he got triggered. They're trying to air my shit out for like 5 or 6 hours on a Friday morning. He had one haircut to do and sat in the shop for 5 or 6 hours just talking shit to me. I'm cutting hair, cutting hair, cutting hair. And I'm going back and forth, kind of like, what you talking about? You don't even know what you're talking about, da 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 da. And at that time, he was talking stuff like, oh, I used to cut more hair than you back in the day. And I'm an ass. I didn't say nothing about him specifically, but I asked, at what price point? Just some background. At that time, when my price was lower than it is now, he was charging less than half my price, but he'd been cutting hair for like 10 years. Keep in mind, that got him. And that's when he started being on some rah-rah shit and talking about, oh, I want to fight, this and that. And then I was like, all right, okay, that was my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no reason to take it there, even though this nigga is calling me out my name a whole bunch of shit, you feel me? He tried to walk up on me outside after lunch, and I was like, hey, bro, like, I hope y'all watch Naruto so you'll get this reference, but it's like, I do my whole Taka no Jutsu shit where it's like, you have beef with somebody, but you're like, oh, we're the same, you feel me?
I used to sit on the swing back in the day.
I'm trying to smooth it over. I'm like, hey, bro, my bad. Like, I didn't mean to be disrespectful, you know? I'm weird, you know what I'm saying? My delivery, I'm trying to sweeten it up for him, you know what I'm saying? And then he's kind of like doubles down on being a bitch. He's like, oh, yeah, you're weird, and da 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 da. And I'm like, bro, what? I'm trying to help you. I don't know what your problem is. And he's like, oh, no, this was me telling you what it was. I'm like, all right, bro, you got it, you got it. But then after that, this nigga proceeded to be a bitch for 2 weeks. I'm talking about walking the long way around the shop to avoid talking to me, sitting in his car in between appointments, whatever. I'm sitting here like, I don't respect it, because keep in mind, this nigga is at least 10 years older than me. About 10 years older than me. Either way, we're completely different age bracket. So I'm thinking it's kind of weird, but 2 weeks go by. And then I get a call at like 11 p.m. from one of the shop managers, like, hey, bro, you talked to homeboy? And I'm like, bro, I tried to explain, da 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 da. Like, I already tried to do that. I already tried to apologize, whatever. I took full accountability. I didn't even acknowledge that this nigga was calling me out my name, slandering me, doing a whole bunch of shit. You feel me? He's talking to me like, oh, bro, no, you gotta apologize, da da da. You came in his pockets. And I'm like, bro, I didn't come in his pockets. I just asked him a question. All the shit that this other nigga said it would have been completely justifiable if I swung on him. But he wanted to fight me over a question I asked him when he was badgering me. Cool, whatever. Like, if I'm gonna be badgered by like the manager of this shop to keep the shop cohesion, I'm getting a call at damn near midnight about this shit. I'm just like, all right, I'll try to apologize, fuck it. I sent this nigga a paragraph. I was like, hey bro, my bad. I did you foul, this and this and that. I spoke on things I didn't know nothing about. Keep in mind, I didn't make any statements about them. I'm just trying to sweeten the deal, bro. Like, I'm trying to get this shit over with. The fact that I got grown niggas calling me about this has me kind of fucked up. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, let me get you a drink or like a gift card as a peace offering. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to handle this because I don't want to deal with this shit again. I sent it to him. He don't respond. I don't think nothing of it. The next day, he's sitting in his car all morning, you know, still acting the same way. I'm sweeping in the shop, walking next to him, I'm like, hey, bro, you see my text? And he's like, oh, I got it, but I ain't read it. And I'm thinking like, okay, well, let me know what you do. If a nigga gonna bitch at me for 6 hours and sit in his car for hours, you the type to read the text. Let's not do that bullshit. So then after that, he decided to be a bitch for 6 more months. He just continued the trend. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't talk to me or whatever. I don't even care because we not friends. Flash forward. Like, I dropped this little clip on Instagram. I get a bunch of paragraphs. He's like, oh, why didn't you say that you were apologizing and this and that? And I'm like, bro, like I can tell this nigga just triggered and he's just not gonna listen to reason. I'm like, bro, do you want to talk on the phone about it? Because I'm not about to go back and forth with this nigga in my DM sending me novels like a bitter baby mama, you feel me? He said, not really. Paragraph, 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 paragraph. I said, if you don't want to talk, bro, you're going to get blocked. He said, you need my, something about, like, you need my engagement. Da, 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 da. He started to talk shit about my content. I said, blocked. Like, I'm over here making money and trying to prosper. I don't got time for this grown kid shit. That was one of the more obvious antagonistic interactions I had with barbers. But that should be happening all the time on a small scale, bro. I don't like being friends with barbers, bro. And it's not because they barbers. Like, I don't like the culture that barbers have. People be wondering why people don't respect this business and this and that. Like, most of y'all treat this like a hustle or some bullshit anyway. Like, there's so many times where I've been in the shop, somebody's cutting somebody, then the client leaves. Then the barber is sitting here like, man, I can't stand that nigga. He always late to appointments, just talking shit. Keep in mind, these be the barbers who don't be there half the time when the clients show up for their appointment. You feel me? Barbers be politicians. They be telling you exactly what they need to get paid or to get whatever benefit most of the time. There's barbers that I am friends with, but we're not friends because we are barbers. We're friends because we resonate on a personal level. So these are people of character. There's a lot of barbers of character, but the average barber is somebody that I don't trust because they're the kind of people to say whatever they need to make their client feel happy and comfortable, even if they don't have no principles they stand on. And I don't fuck with that. Like when I dropped this clip, you know, people in the comments laughing this and that. One of my other previous coworkers hopped in the comments like, oh, you wrong for this, bro. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, how am I wrong? And he's like, and he's talking about, oh, because you apologize for your behavior and da 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 da. Y'all talked about it. I'm like, nigga, we ain't talked. That nigga doubled down on being a bitch. We didn't have a conversation. You feel me? But then also this coworker is a similar person. Bitches, I mean, birds of a feather flock together. My bad. Slip up. He's coming talking about, oh, you apologize, da, 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 da. And I'm like, bro, get out my comments before I have a reason to talk about why I don't respect you either. This is also a chameleon ass nigga in the shop talking cash shit about who he calls his friends. You know what I'm saying? When they not around, this and that. So I already knew these aren't people that have my best interest or could really, or going to speak positively about me when I leave. Because when I'm in the shop, if I have a difference of opinion, nigga, they're trying to air my shit out anyway. Excuse the vacuuming. Niggas talk so much shit about me at the shop, they forget to do their haircut. Like, it's crazy. And the same dude that's in the comments trying to defend his homeboy, keep in mind, in the clip, I don't name nobody. I don't even name nobody, you feel me? So I'm a little annoyed that I'm having all these niggas badger me. Making the video was petty. That's on me. That was petty. But it's like, nigga, I can be petty if I want. Fuck y'all. The same dude that's in my comments talking about, oh, this was wrong, bro. This nigga, man, he cusses one kid, his mom brings him or whatever. So this barber is a club type dude. He's at the club. He runs into this kid's dad, you know what I'm saying? And the kid's dad is kind of like, oh, bro, like, you know, how's the kid? How are things? How's business? Da, 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 da. And he's like, it's good or whatever. And the dad's like, oh, bro, I'm going to come get a cut one of these days. Niggas at the shop are kind of wondering, like, wait, why is this dude asking about his own kid? Like, is he not allowed to see his kid? Like, what's up? Is it like some kind of abuse situation? Like, what's up? This barber is like, oh, yeah. And, you know, in the shop, we're kind of asking, like, yo, are you going to cut him if he comes to get a haircut? And he's like, well, I mean, his money green. Like, shit like that. You don't have no principles about your interactions with people. You have no principles about how you move in this world. You're wondering why you're somebody I don't respect. That's my thing. Like now I'm super jaded. Like, when I run into barbers, bro, a lot of times, like, you know, it's love, it's positivity, because that's generally what I get value. So that's what I usually get reciprocated. But most people are lacking in love or integrity within themselves. So they're trying to get something off of you feel me? Even if it's not like a overt benefit. Like, and also, it doesn't help when you got some clout. Niggas know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's priority, you feel me? But it's like, bro, when you get good at your craft, you gonna get some clout, especially in my city. Like, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily small. Geographically, it's not small, but it's small because it's a college town. And then also I'm plugged in with college students. And also I'm on social media. And also I'm a barber, you know what I'm saying? So that makes the city even tinier and tinier and tinier by magnitudes. So most places I go where I frequent, people know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't go in there talking to people, I'm a very, like, fly on the wall kind of person. That doesn't stop people from wanting to be associated with me. Some people feel like, oh, if I'm associated with somebody who's good at what they do, people are gonna think I'm good at what I do, you know what I'm saying? Bro, the thing that's the worst, bro, females, bro. No, not females are the worst, but like having like people crowd around you because of your pull with females. Like at this shop, this one dude that was in my comments, bro. Part of the reason I left the shop was because this dude was negatively influencing my clientele. Bro, I had a long list of female clients that kept, like, first off, sending me, like, screenshots of this nigga being weird in their DMs or whatever. But then also, they specifically were like, hey, bro, I don't feel comfortable coming to the shop. Can I come to the crib? Because I had a home setup or whatever. And I'm thinking, like, that's kind of wild. Like, because, you know, my female clients know I'm just, you know, professional and, you know, it's vibes or whatever. But it's like the fact that y'all would really prefer that over coming to the shop because of these individuals being thirsty. Because it wasn't just this one barber, it was a group of them, you know what I'm saying? But then understand, like, when people see you having any level of abundance when it comes to possibly female attention or money, they will be quick to snake you over the hypothetical chance of getting to some money or some play. Like, that shit is crazy, bro. Like, niggas would be doing weird shit. Keep in mind, for a long time, I didn't have barbers on either side of me, you know what I'm saying? There was, like, you know, barbers on the other side of the wall, but it was just, I was the only one on my side. Some of my weird-ass coworkers would come up sweeping on the chair like this. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, just weird shit, like, sniffing around my female clients. Me and my clients are the same kind of people. Like, we have the same female problems, you feel me? When we got female problems, it's always a quality issue, you feel me? These niggas be having a quantity issue, and that's a very different energy that come with that. It's hungry, thirsty energy, you know what I'm saying? And that tends to make females feel uncomfortable. Like, this nigga sniffing around my clients, this and that. I'm constantly getting screenshots of this nigga being weird in DMs. Keep in mind, this nigga don't even talk to half the females that be sitting in my chair, but be in the DMs acting weird. So one of my last straws was like when I knew I needed to move. I had this one female client, she's pretty, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I was cutting her for a few years, you know what I'm saying? We were already familiar and this and that. We're cool. Like, she would come to the shop, you know, cut her hair, she'd leave. And every time she'd leave, this dude would be like, oh my God, bro, she perfect. And I don't know, I'd just be thirsty and do the weird shit about it. After maybe about 2 years I was in this shop, bro, this same client was like, yeah, he'd be kind of weird, but he has literally never spoken to me in the shop. And I'm sitting there like, wait, what? Like, then I thought back, like, over the last 2 years, she's been the topic of conversation with this nigga for so long, but he has never spoken to her. And I was like, ah, hell nah, I gotta get out of here, bro. Like, these are not niggas that I can afford to be around no more. Especially when I had coworkers calling me about other ones that were having, like, their grown bitch nigga moments, you feel me? It made me realize for them, it's a lot easier to try to get me to rein in my standard of respect to make these niggas comfortable than it is to raise the collective vibration of the shop. Y'all niggas is cool. I'm gonna find it sweet. I'm not saying all barbers are like this, but most people are some insecure from scarcity ass kind of people. So most barbers are gonna be those kind of people. And those people tend to attract those same kind of people as clients. So that behavior, that energy just keeps getting reinforced. The more that you decide to try to stand on your own principles and try to be a better version of yourself and be more authentic at the same time, that's gonna make a hella people uncomfortable. That's gonna make a lot of people show their real colors. Cause I'm not gonna sit here and act like, bro, I didn't handle all the situations as professionally and as high level conscious as I could, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even have to interact with a lot of these niggas. But sometimes I dipped down a little bit and I got a little petty, got a little dirty, you know what I'm saying? I never said anything that was false though. But all these niggas was really quick to try to lie on me just to try to win an argument, just try to prove they mute point. And those are the kind of people that you can afford to be around if you're trying to be on your journey, like to get to your highest version of yourself. Just because y'all do the same thing doesn't mean y'all do the shit the same. You feel me? You need to find people that resonate with you on a spiritual level as far as where you are and where you're going. Just maintaining a relationship with somebody because y'all do the same thing or y'all are in proximity, that's a flimsy relationship. But yeah, this video getting kind of long, so that's all I got for today. And I don't want to, like, low-key, the more I talk, the more I feel like I'm just going to start talking shit, personally. But that's all I got for today. I appreciate y'all watching. If y'all got any value, go ahead and like and subscribe. If you haven't already, feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok @CuzByElvis, @BetterBarbering. Appreciate y'all again. Until next time, Craft Over Clout, I'm out.